Yeah.
My mother is very upset. I had to block me off Instagram
Okay.
and TikTok for a while.
Yeah.
Always been kind of an introverted child.
That was one of the most tasteful ones that I have seen.
I always want to be the other person. If you let society define what and who you are,
Yeah.
you would never be here either.
You're so intellectual as well.
I'm very much a dog guy. I'm still a dog guy. Hope that you understand it too.
Yeah.
Amanda, welcome to Fashion Voices Lankan. So I'm not going to give you a deep introduction on you because many of the people viewers know who you are. So let's jump deep right into the question.
Right.
So you become known for bold, artistic, visual storytelling.
Right.
What does fearless expression mean to you, and how did you arrive at that place?
See, my thing, Kushan, is growing up, I've always been kind of an introverted child. And I always wanted to be the other person, but I never could. Because of modeling and what I had to do,
Yep.
I was forced to kind of be an extrovert. That and I worked two other jobs. One was in retail, one was cabin crew.
Okay.
Yeah, and there you can't be an introvert. You
Yeah.
have to, right?
Which airline was it?
Sri Lankan.
Okay.
Yeah. So for 2 years, I was Sri Lankan Airlines.
Okay.
And you have to go talk to people, and
Yeah.
you have to be a lot more forward. Because of that, as well as the foreign exposure I got through representing Sri Lanka in 2018 and 2023, I think, or 22,
Yeah.
for Face of Asia and Miss International. I realized that as Sri Lankans, we have a lot more potential than we give ourselves credit for,
Yeah.
starting with you and those two lovely ladies there.
Yeah.
Right. So what I want to do is I always wanted to try and match to the aesthetic and the standard that was set on a Western front.
Yeah.
So I would try to mimic or emulate whatever shoots or styles they have already done.
Yeah.
And some of them don't really sit right.
Yeah.
Right. So to me, fearless expression is facing whatever fears you have, not just head on, but to even focus on what the next move from that point is.
Yeah.
Because if you really think about it, yes, society does have a certain grasp on you,
Yeah.
but the only person truly holding you back is yourself.
Yeah.
So if not only for that holding back do you plan for, but after that what the next step is, you can also calculate,
Yeah.
then you're really putting yourself out there.
Yeah.
And it's you for you. That to me is fearless expression.
Okay. And many people mix fashion with performance.
Okay.
But your visuals often tell it's very personal identity that you have built for yourself,
Right.
not just style. So how do you define your own fashion philosophy?
Oh man, fashion I think is a very subjective thing.
Yeah.
So what might work for me might not work for you. And
True.
right. How I define it is I've tried everything.
Yeah.
Like I did the 7 rings on one hand. I did the piercings. I did the blonde hair. I did all of it.
Okay.
But to me, what really stuck was the 1930s, the golden era of fashion.
Okay.
I found that to be like the pinnacle of masculinity.
Yeah.
I found it I found it like to be a style that I always wanted to either be a part of,
Yeah.
or that I felt very comfortable and in my skin in.
Yeah.
So I think it was trial and error that helped me find what exactly my
Yeah.
entire thing was.
So what did really caught the 1930s era?
I think it was just
Which
trying.
fashion houses were you fond of? Which style were you drawn into when you say 1930s fashion?
Honestly, it wasn't the contemporary ones you see nowadays.
Yeah.
It was the olden days, what Ralph Lauren used to be,
Yeah.
with the big shirt combos,
Yeah.
and the big thick ties.
Yes.
Yeah. Even if you take tailored suits, it was the whole American style of suits.
Yeah.
The box shaped gangster style.
I know. Yeah.
That to me was, because we grew up in that time.
Yeah.
And that to me was always a lot more cooler
Yep.
than what you see now. So
Yeah.
I tried to bring it back to that.
Yeah. So as someone who has done some powerful artistic shoots,
Thank you.
including tasteful images that challenge the norms,
Right.
how do you approach the line between the art and society's comfort zones?
I think that again depends on you. If you let society define what and who you are,
Yep.
you would never be here either.
Yeah, true.
Right. Neither would them. Neither
Yeah.
would any of us people here.
Yeah.
Because society will always try to normalize and standardize what it finds acceptable within itself.
Yeah.
And that is such a small bubble.
True.
If you want Sri Lanka to be the next whatever, the next biggest anything, you have to be the reason that other people believe that there's a capability to challenge the norm.
Yeah.
So yes, society will throw things at you, but if that is why you stop doing what you're doing a disservice to the people who believed in you in the first place
Mm-hmm.
and to yourself,
Yeah.
which is not fair. So I don't really care too much about what society says. To be completely fair,
Yeah.
my mother is very upset about a lot of things I do. Right?
Okay.
I did a complete nude shoot, and I had to block me off Instagram
Okay.
and TikTok for a while.
Yeah.
Right. But then some of the news got to her.
Yeah.
But after that, they come back. And they
I mean,
understand.
like, I even mentioned it to you, like, when I was talking to you, like, in the initial phone call.
Yeah.
Like, that was one of the most tasteful ones that I have seen, because it's not vulgar, it's
Right.
very artistic.
Thank you.
It's a very fine line between those two,
Yeah.
but you fall into the good part.
Thank you.
And it's really done beautifully.
Thank you. I had also say that a majority of the shots were either thought of by or choreographed by the photographer,
Okay.
who is
Heshan.
Heshan. Yeah. He
Yeah.
did some awesome stuff.
Beautiful stuff.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So 50-50.
Yeah.
But yes, thank you.
And like, when I hear you talking in fashion about your philosophy and everything that you mentioned before, like the first 2-3 questions, I just grasp the idea that you're so intellectual as well. Like, is that part coming from, like, well traveling, being part of the cabin crew and stuff like that, or you were, like, as a child you were like an intellect as well?
No, as a child, I was I wouldn't say a loser,
Yeah.
but I was very heavily into video games.
Okay.
And so very, very introverted.
Yeah.
I do believe, though, that working in Abans,
Yeah.
because you have to put yourself out there and socialize,
Yeah.
you also have to find a way to balance that socialization, right? So the second, I've been sober now for about a good 13 years.
Okay.
You have to be able to balance that off
Yeah.
somehow, especially with cabin crew as well and modeling. The thing I'm very wary about the fields that we work in
Yeah.
is there's a very fine line between professionalism and being that guy whose rumors are spread about.
True.
To be able to fill that void as to why people act in a certain way. Maybe it's the introvert part of me too, but I was always very interested in human psychology and behavior.
Okay.
And that led to finding out why people think the way they do,
Yeah.
which led to particular thinkers.
Yeah.
So then that thinking got me into philosophy, and then Socrates and all the entire Stoicism practice. And whatnot.
Yeah.
So I think it's bits and pieces and elements of everything.
Lovely. So you have a big presence on social media as a Gen Z voice.
Yeah.
And how do you manage authenticity in a world where people curate versions of themselves?
That's a great question. And it's hard not to.
Yeah.
Because you're always trying to feed off validation.
Yeah.
Because if you don't make what they want you to make,
Yeah.
then you won't get the likes and the shares and comments.
Yeah.
So then you won't go viral.
Yeah.
And then you won't grow as much.
But do you value it?
I used to.
Okay.
I used to very heavily. So for the most amount of time, because I've been doing this modeling thing for about a decade now.
Yeah.
I used to very heavily be either scared of what I eat as
Okay.
well. So huge body dysmorphia issues.
Yeah.
I had a huge issue maybe a couple of years ago where I feel that nothing I earned I deserved.
Yeah,
So
okay.
imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
But maybe if you like and you truly like
Yeah.
what you're putting out there as content,
True.
that's good.
Okay.
If it's not harming anybody,
Yeah.
and it's not causing anybody else to feel bad about themselves either,
Yeah.
that's great. If you're empowering somebody by watching your videos, I get to learn something or I feel better about myself,
Yeah.
that's good. You should always put that out there
True.
because of the rest of the drivel that's out there. And secondly, if anybody can put out what they can and what they want to on social media,
Mm-hmm.
why can't you?
Mm.
Yeah. So don't really listen too much about what everybody else has to say.
Yeah.
As long as you truly believe what you do and how wholesome it is for you,
Yeah.
do it, man.
Okay. So fashion often reflects culture and time.
Yes.
As you said, you're a big fan of the 30s. What do you think the current generation's fashion choices say about who we are as the society?
The biggest thing to me about fashion is unless you define a fashion that works for you, like a
Okay.
time and an era or a style in particular,
Yeah.
you will always follow the trends.
Yeah.
And the trends is one big loop.
Yeah.
What was cool in the 80s is not cool now. What was cool in the 2000s is cool now. So
Yeah.
baggy jeans and all that. So unless you very truly and at heart you believe this is my fashion, this is what I'm sticking to,
Yeah.
you're always going to be a follower of the trends. I would rather be someone who follows the classics.
I know.
Right.
Yeah.
As opposed to trends.
Yeah. You're more of the timeless pieces. Yeah. So you're known as. So this one is very special. So you're known as an animal lover.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So in your world, how does compassion for animals or people connect to fashion and identity?
That's very very interesting question. I think it is the fact that look, there is a line you need to draw between. So when it comes to fake skins and skins,
Yeah.
fur and not fur, all of that. If you are truly an animal lover, okay, maybe you don't wear it. Maybe you do wear it. But I think that's a personal line you draw
Yeah.
because it could be that you're the greatest animal lover, but you still eat meat.
Yeah.
Right. So then where does that line draw for you?
Yeah.
I think the same thing can be said about like fake fashion and fake fur and whatnot, because
Yeah.
you do understand that if you are wearing authentic fur, an animal had to die for
Yeah.
it. So I think that's just a moral line you need to draw for
True.
yourself. Personally, for me, I think the entire thing, Kushan, was we always grew up with animals.
Yeah.
So I always had a dog growing up.
Okay.
And now, unfortunately, I have two cats.
Okay.
That's my mother's choice. Not my
That's a
choice.
shift.
That's my mom's cats, not
Okay,
my cats. Right.
okay,
Yeah, I'm
yeah.
very much a dog guy. I'm still a dog guy. But I think it's because we've always watched like our grandparents feed the animals and
Yeah.
feed birds and find stray dogs from nowhere and
Yeah.
like, adopt them and all that. I've always been an animal lover, but I think more than me, inspiration wise, when it comes to fashion and animals, would be my agent Brian, who if you
Coco.
go down, if you go down Bamba,
Yeah.
at around 7, maybe 8, you find him in a pair of shorts and maybe like a skinny with like a bag full of rice and chicken, and he's just feeding stray animals.
Yeah.
So I draw inspiration from people like that
Okay.
and bring it as close to me as possible.
Okay. So people often talk about being seen versus being understood.
Okay.
So which matters more to you as a public figure?
I would say 50-50.
50-50.
Yeah.
Okay.
In a sense, I would love to be as understood, but it's this. If I give you a message, there's
Mhm.
3 parts to the message. It's what I mean, what the actual message is, and how you interpret it.
Yeah.
I can't control everything.
Okay.
Right. So I can deliver a message to you as best as I can.
Yeah.
But then it's up to you to interpret that and understand it for yourself.
Yeah.
Because based on how you were brought up, maybe you'd understand different messages in different ways.
Yeah.
So if I go around trying to figure out and hope that everybody understands message, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
I can just best deliver it and hope that
Yeah.
you understand it too.
Yeah. Have you ever felt misunderstood
Plenty of
within the
times.
industry? Huh?
Oh, plenty of times. Yeah, it happens all the time, man. Yeah, it happens. But then that's human nature.
Yeah. How do you deal with it?
You just gotta let people be people.
Okay.
Yeah, because that comes back to your first question, right? That is,
Yeah.
if you chose to put out something there where your intention was good and true,
Mm-hmm.
people are going to say shit either way.
Yeah.
So if you're going to let yourself be swayed by people's thoughts,
Yeah.
you might as well never do anything and just sell ice cream. But then people with diabetes are going to come and say you can't do that too.
True.
So there's no winning.
So if you could change one thing on how fashion is consumed today,
Right.
from Instagram reels to runway shows, what would that be? What would that change be?
My main concern with fashion nowadays, and one of the reasons why I don't do as many fashion shows as I used to, was because I found out that what used to be masculine back then and how the masculine figure is represented
Yeah.
now are 2 different things. So if you take the Valentino show from 1997 to the Valentino show of 2025, right, there is such a drastic change as to how they've tried to either feminize the man or try to do away with the masculine figure altogether.
Yeah.
And I don't find that too appealing. I would, if I could, bring it back to that. There again, is that certain consumers prefer certain fashions in certain ways.
Yeah.
All the respect to you. It is that personally, I would love it if it went back to that, because there has to be, to me at least, a clear distinction between this and that.
Yeah.
And it can't all just be one big flesh
Okay.
mob of fashion.
I mean, I'm just loving it that you're just bringing up straight references from the runways.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. Okay, so to end up the interview, I have two last questions.
Hit me.
One is, what do you want to give a world a message as Amandha Amarasekera? What would that message be? If you want to give one message.
Is that Amanda as a content creator or
Amandha as a human being.
Oh man, it is just that you do have the power to change the world if you want to,
Yeah.
and it's not time, it's not fate, it's not and this might offend some people, but it's not an overwhelming, omnipresent anything.
Yeah.
If you want better for yourself, any way possible,
Yeah.
there is always a way. You just have to find the solution to that.
Yeah.
And the only person who will stand up for you first has to be you.
Okay.
Because no one else will.
Okay. And to end the interview, I want to ask you, how did you feel about today's time, the talk, and one message that you want to give to me?
I think it's very noble that you're actually doing this, because what you're trying to do is what I always want to do, which is to amplify the voices of Sri Lankans, to show the rest of the world that Sri Lanka also has it. Not can rise up to it, but we already have it.
We have it, yeah.
So I think kudos to you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having me. And I hope you continue doing this program with as many talented Sri Lankans, because I know a lot of us who don't really have the platforms and the way to get the message out there, and you're offering that platform. So thank you. Thanks to the rest of the team as well.
Yeah.
And keep doing you, man.
Thank you so much. So thank you so much for coming today. I know how much busy you are and making us time and being here, sitting across next to you and having this chit chat, even though like we met
Once.
officially, this is the first time. That was just like a meetup,
Right,
like
yeah,
bam, yeah. Okay, so this is the first time. So this was really amazing. So
Thank you.
I learned a lot, and I know I got to discover a different side of you. So as I believe the viewers did. So thank you so much for coming, and it was really, really grateful having this talk
Thanks,
with
I'm
you.
really, bro.
So this program was very interesting, and I hope the viewers also did find it interesting too. So this was an interesting program with Fashion Voices with Kushan, and till next week, love yourself and